evening from Abbotstown in Dublin, where the news is that the Queen's team there out on the pitch are without Aoibhinn McHugh from Tyrone. That is the big news. Apparently she rolled her ankle on Monday night. I believe she's the captain of the team, certainly was the last time I saw them playing, and she's a midfielder. So one of the leaders of the Queen's team is missing in very unfortunate circumstances. So the team warming up, the squad there, the subs behind the goals and so on, all getting ready for the game, but a late blow for them. We'll wait to see who replaces Aoibhinn. They are in this Yoplait O'Connor Cup crunch clash. The winner goes through to the weekend semi-final match against UL, and that will be on Friday week. It will be either Queen's or NUIG. Let's look at the teams, starting with NUIG. In goals, Karen Connolly. In the full back line, Chelsea Crowe, Ciara Kearney and Emma Corley from Monaghan. She's actually started every single game for NUIG this year in League and Championship. Then you've Hannah Noon, of course, who's a recent All-Ireland club champion. Melissa Duggan, 2019 All-Star. Kate Geraghty, minor captain for Galway last year. That's the sort of ability you have out here for this game. Laura Ahern and Aoife Geraghty at midfield. And then you have Sinead Regan, who's come in from Sligo. You have Lauren McGregor from Waterford, and they're both vice captains. One is vice captain tonight, and Sinead is vice captain of Sligo, and Niamh Daly is the captain of the team for NUIG. So a lot of leaders, and Melissa Duggan, of course, centre half back there. She's vice captain of Cork. Aoife Gilmartin at number 12, and in the full forward line you have Hannah's sister Eva and Cara Shannon from Longford in the other corner. Right, let's move on to the Queen's team. And as I say, number 9, Aoibhinn McHugh, I hear, is not starting, so there'll be a replacement coming in there. Elsewhere, it's basically Armagh, nearly all the way. A lot of Armagh players, apart from Aoibhinn. It might even be up from 8 to 9 starters from Armagh. 11 Armagh players in total, and 7 of those have played in the National League, so they are all county players as standard at least. Anna Carr in goals is one of those. Then Ciara Garvey, also from Carrickcruppen. Maeve McCambridge from Clanarran. I told you it was all Armagh. Niamh McIntosh at number 4 is from Antrim, though, as is who else? So there is another Antrim, of course. Gráinne McLaughlin in the right corner of the attack from Glenaven. Orla Duffy is from Breda and County Down at number 5. Grace Ferguson is Armagh. Una Lavery is carried up from County Down. Frances Keenan is Cullyhanna. Kate Toe is Clanarran. Blahin Bogue is Fermanagh Temple, and Dervla Gallagher is Trillick in Tyrone. And Niamh Reel at full forward is Silverbridge, and then Megan McCann is in at number 15, and she's also Clanarran, and the big Clanarran connection there. And the other big connection with Clanarran is that Sinead McCleary is from that club, and she captained the Queen's team when they won their only ever O'Connor Cup back in 2013. So that is the connection with that club. They have 3 players, I make it, starting there tonight. So that is the Queen's team. The referee, Jonathan Murphy, is calling the players into the middle now. Donal Earls on Facebook is asking, any teams announced? Well, we just did that for you there. Maybe that message just came in before I read those out for you and showed those. You're very welcome to comment on the Facebook page, and we are also going out on YouTube, so if you prefer to watch the game on YouTube, you certainly can do that as well. So we are on both platforms tonight for this game, so we hope you enjoy the coverage. And the game is close to starting, and I'm just checking a few messages and comments that are coming in. Lots of people wishing the best to both teams. They know this is a big game here tonight, and what a setting. The pitch is unbelievable. It rained most of the way down on the journey from Belfast, but you wouldn't know it. Here the pitch is perfect. They do pride themselves on the pitch and on it being pretty much like the surface at Croke Park and the size at Croke Park. It's not quite the same size, but it's certainly very similar in the way they look after it and in the condition of it. It looks spectacular under the lights. Sometimes you see good floodlights, sometimes they're a little bit patchy, but here they're pretty excellent. So that's the scene set. We're looking forward to a cracking game here. Jonathan Murphy from Carlow throws the ball in. He did the game a few weeks ago for NUIG against DCU. They lost that one, but look at the speed here right from the start, and it's the girl who got the goal that night. It's Geraghty, and she leaves it off, and they're going to try and get a score right at the start, and they just put it to the left and wide. But a brilliant and energetic start there from NUIG. That certainly is a signal of their intent right from the throw in, trying to get a goal right away. Didn't quite manage it. I am looking around to see off camera for you what sort of changes there are. But meantime, let's go to the play. That kick out has gone straight to Megan McCann, and she has a little bit of room, strangely enough, in the middle there. Gives it to Dervla Gallagher, and she looks for the quick ball into the full forward line there to Niamh Reel, and the referee will bring that back because he spotted a foul back there. Yeah, big Armagh connection, and they're all very, very talented young girls as well. The likes of Niamh Reel, they call her the new Caroline O'Hanlon. Now that's quite a label to put on anybody, but there are certainly similarities. They went to the same school, they also play netball, and she's a medical student. Back with the play, this is Blahin Bogue, the only Fermanagh girl in the starting 15. And there's good support play off the shoulder, and I think that's Orla Duffy there from Breda, who would have played here last year in a challenge match against Westmeath, and it leads to the first score of the game for Queens. NUIG had that burst in the first 10 seconds, but Queens survived, and now they've got a point of their own at the other end, so 1 point to no score, and I think it was Bogue who put it over in the end with her left foot. I see number 18 is in there for Queens. That's Sarah Doherty from Bryansford in County Down. So I take it Queens have put her in, and they've changed around the team a little bit to make up for the loss of Aoibhinn McHugh. Now that's well won. Dervla Gallagher nips in there from Trillick in County Tyrone. She's always at great speed, and look at her go. And the referee says though that she was too quick and didn't let go of the ball. Oh, and that's been intercepted there by Blahin Bogue, and she might get her second score of the game. One off her left. I think it was her at least. And there, yes, she's on that left again. And she makes it count again. 2 points for Bogue, 2 points for Queens. Just checking off camera where Queens are going with their midfield situation. And they do have Frances Keenan in there. I'm not sure who her partner is. It's quite difficult to tell just at the moment. And she is tearing back now to try and help with the defence. Such as a modern game that a lot of the half forwards seem to be around the middle all the time. It's hard to tell who is just the conventional two midfielders. It's not really played like that anymore. NUIG now trying to get it in, but great covering back there. And NUIG haven't scored yet, but I think that was possibly Kate Toe who was back there, and good covering in the full back area because NUIG were trying to find their full forward Niamh Daly and their captain. Didn't work though. And this is Queens with their centre half back, Grace Ferguson. And this is Megan McCann, so it looks like Megan McCann wearing 15 has come out from the corner. They've let Sarah Doherty go into the corner, and Megan is playing around the midfielder in a sort of sweeper role in there. Very talented girl, Megan McCann from Clan Erin, as I said. World Under 15 handball champion, would you believe? She won that out in Calgary. So multi-talented, and looks like a really good athlete as well, a natural athlete, if you know what I mean. And there's nobody marking her. She's just roaming around the middle of the pitch looking for the ball all the time, not trying to mark anyone, and nobody trying to mark her. So that's obviously her role. She gets into the play now, but it's in a challenge there, trying to stop Sinead Regan. Sinead takes her free short, gets it back. Now she's looking up all the time, trying to get the ball in quick and high, I think, to the full forward area, but it didn't work a minute ago. So now they're running it, as they did right from the start, and this is now Aoife Garrity. They're forced to come back. Good defending again from Queens. And that's the 22 blown for overcarrying, and 22 in there is Eve Nairney from Longford, so she has clearly started the game. I think I saw a 17 in there as well for NUIG. That must be another late change. That would be Caitlin Mee from Kilkerran Clonberne, another All-Ireland champion. You can never get too many of them. That's Grace Ferguson now, nearly getting blown for overcarrying herself, but finds a way out. Good press from the Galway College. This is Kate Toe, number 10, and that's nicely flicked on. And NUIG have a few players back, but there could be a long ball over the top here. It might just catch them out and provide a little bit of room. That's a lovely offload from Gráinne McLaughlin, and there's play off the shoulder here. And this is Bogue again, who's been very dangerous, and she's going to get her third point off that left foot. She is, you know. It's a little bit of a wand, that left foot. Gráinne McLaughlin has a great left foot as well, but Bogue is the one who's got the first 3 scores of the game for Queens, all off the left foot. And 3 points goes with her 3 Ulster Schools All-Stars that she won in her school's career. Pharmacy student. And the lace is needing to be tied there, and Melissa Duggan needing a little bit of help. A bandage around her left calf as well, which must be a bit of a worry then. Playing a lot of football at the minute, of course, Melissa. NUIG haven't had a score yet. One chance in the first 10 seconds went wide. This is Even Noon, and she's going to leave it off to Eve Nerney. Queen's looking very solid at the back so far, very organised in there. But here comes a runner off the shoulder, and this is a chance. And I think that's a number 9. It's quite hard to see those small white thick jerseys, but this is definitely NUIG on the attack, and this surely will be their first score because the challenge comes in and it's a foul. So a free around the 14, and NUIG surely will make it 3-1. I say maybe it's my eyesight, but those numbers I find quite hard to see in the distance. Is that 12 or 13? It's 13. Her eyesight's okay. She puts it over. That's Eva Noon, sister of Hannah at number 5. Both from the currentaccount.ie All-Ireland Senior Club Champions, Kilkerran Clonburn. The kick out has gone straight to Aoife Geraghty, and she collects it gladly and leaves it off. And this is Nerney, who's been involved quite a lot, and this is Noon, who got the score a moment ago, trying to manufacture a little bit of room, brings it inside, comes back to Noon, and she tries to find her way through and is fouled again. Referee penalising the Queen's defence for the second time in a couple of minutes. Similar angle, just a little bit further out, so a little bit trickier. The last one just crept inside the post. So will she go near post this time or far post? Right in the middle. 3 points to 2. Lovely crisp evening here in Abbotstown. Perfect conditions for a game. No wind, no rain, and a super pitch. And that kick out for the second time in a row has gone straight to NUIG hands, and that's Melissa Duggan. Scored 2 goals against UL. She loves to go forward and get a goal, as you see. Here she comes looking for another one. Lays it off this time, and they could get a goal. And the shot is blocked down though. And that was typical Melissa Duggan and typical NUIG, but very good defending. And the goalkeeper, Anna Carr, there, very happy with her defence for preventing that, certainly blocking the first effort. But NUIG very dangerous in the last 5 minutes or so. They've come back from 3 points down to get 2 points, and very nearly got a goal there as well. And this is where Queens are now losing their way. They keep giving it straight back to NUIG from the kick out, or from that play in the middle of the field, and that's lovely play there from Aoife Geraghty. She's made a brilliant start to the game. She's got a brilliant goal on our last live stream featuring NUIG. There she shows the ball again and then ducks inside. She's been very, very lively. She's from Westport, and I'm told that she breaks GPS records all the time, and you can't be surprised from the way we've seen her play so far. Melissa Duggan, I'm sure, breaks a few of those as well and gives it off to Geraghty. She shoots, and nearly went in, and it ends up in the net. It's been palmed into the net, and it was all about Duggan, it was all about Geraghty, but in the end it was palmed into the net. And I'm trying to see who it is on that far side. I think it was maybe 15. Was it Cara Shannon? Numbers quite hard to see, but either way it's a goal, and this is a great response from NUIG to the good start from Queens. Goalkeeper did well there, actually, Anna Carr, with the initial save, and was unlucky to see the ball still pop up around the goal area. So first goal for NUIG. They've replied from being 3 down to 2 up. This is Dervla Gallagher. I believe her dad is maybe a Sigerson Cup winner. I imagine that would be Iggy, who won a Sigerson in '89 with St Mary's, and I think he's also Trillick, so that could be the connection. Haven't got it confirmed, so apologies if that's not correct, but certainly would be good stock. Changes I'm hearing: NUIG 17 came in for 2 actually. That's Caitlin Nee in for Chelsea Crow, as that effort goes over, and it's back to a 1 point game. Other change, 2 other changes for NUIG, 18 for 15, and that was Emer O'Kane coming in for Cara Shannon. I gave her the goal a minute ago, so it wasn't her. and 22 for 7, and that is Eve Nearney come in for Kate Garrity. Those are the 3 changes for NUIG, who lead by 1 point. It's been an entertaining game so far. This is Duggan. She's off again. The Cork star with that familiar run from centre half back. Got a goal in Croke Park against Galway a couple of years ago, and now she's playing for the Galway College. That's offloaded by Aoife Gilmartin. She's the number 12. And I think that's Sinead Regan wriggling clear, but in the end the shot goes to the right and goes wide. I'm thinking actually that the goal might have been Sinead Regan, number 10. She's playing out in that left sort of corner area now, so maybe it was her who finished it to the net. We will clarify that for you. And we do welcome your comments on Facebook, and we are also going out on YouTube, so we'll keep an eye on that as well. But as I say, feel free to leave a comment there. A lot of interest in this game, and indeed, of course, on the forthcoming games over the next couple of weeks. It's quite unbelievable, really, the numbers, the talent that is out there in ladies Gaelic football, and you see it coming through at this level. It really is remarkable. 57 teams, over 2,000 players, and these teams are in the top 8, trying to get into the top 4. The winner from this will go into the O'Connor Cup semi-finals. There's 7 divisions, but basically this is the top division. This is the top level. Amazing the skills that are out there. It's gone up so much in the last few years, and you see that now because this brilliant play by Kate Toe. She's one of those super young players, and the referee has given that oh no, it's gone wide. I thought the umpire was signalling for a score, but he's actually given it as a wide. Now the Galway goalkeeper is Karen Connolly from Corofin. Oh, and that's been intercepted brilliantly by Blaine Bogue. She scored 3 points early on. She's off again. She likes the left foot, was trying to get onto her right and was fouled, and she'll have a chance now to put that over, or maybe they'll use a different kicker from that side. And also because Blaine looks to have picked up a little bit of a knock. No, she's saying I'll take it. Tricky enough for a left footer, but maybe she's two-footed because she's shaping to take this with her right. That's an example of what I was saying, isn't it? The quality that's out there at the minute. These young players, two-footed, great skills, and pops it over, and we have a draw game. So 13 minutes gone. All square in Abbotstown, and another kick that's been intercepted. Grania McLaughlin got there, wasn't able to collect it though. We'll call that the scoreboard side of the ground here in Abbotstown. That's great work by Hannah Noon, recently crowned an All-Ireland club champion. She now wants an All-Ireland Colleges medal as well. She speeds off and leaves it off, gets it back. Playing a little bit of a 1-2 there with the Sligo girl, Sinead Regan. Actually, this is Sinead Regan, number 10, coming into the play now, vice captain of Sligo. And this is the 13, Eva Noon. So the Noon sisters both involved in this move, but Eva there is dispossessed. Good disciplined tackling again by Queens there, not giving away a free on that occasion, and then trying to break out of defence. And that's Kate Toe, number 10. But it really is a team effort here. And that's great bursting through the middle by Gallagher. She really is a live wire. She's got terrific speed and very direct player as well. And that's super play by her. And this time she leaves it off. And this is McLaughlin. And she's got a brilliant left foot, and she's just going to prove me right, isn't she? No, it's just gone to the right, and she's disappointed with that. But a brilliant effort for the girl from Glenavy in County Antrim. Remains all square as the referee calls for the water break. And you might be thinking they're a thing of the past, but they're still in ladies football up until the 1st of April. Just checking your messages as they're coming in. I know there's not a huge crowd here at the game, as you would expect on a Wednesday night in Dublin, and teams from Galway and Belfast, but I know there's a lot of people online very interested in this game. not just from the counties involved, but also from the other universities, because UL will be waiting in wait in the semi-finals. The other semi-final will be the Dublin affair, DCU against UCD, and that game will be in DCU. All of the games will be there. And next Wednesday, by the way, or Tuesday rather, International Women's Day, March the 8th, there will be 3 of the finals from the various championships will be played, 3 in a row at DCU, and here we're going to live stream all 3 of them back to back. What about that? You have to credit Ladies Higher Education Committee for that innovation, and at half-time we will hear from their chairperson explaining what that is about. It's another example of what I'm saying. Ladies Gaelic football is just on the rise. It really is unbelievable. This Queen's team that we're looking at, as I say, 8 from Armagh, at least in the starting team I was given, 11 in total. 7 of them have played in the National League, so these are county standard players. A lot of Armagh out there, and Fionnuala McKenna's involved as well. And Fionnuala recently reached her 100th appearance for Armagh. What an achievement that is. That was against Tyrone. We mentioned for Anna Carr, by the way, their goalkeeper. She is on the Elite Athlete Programme scholarship, which is part funded by the LGFA, and Queen's tell me applications are now welcome. They are now open and welcoming any applications. So now is the time to get yours in, and you might, like Anna Carr, get an Elite Athlete Programme scholarship. That's the advertisements over. We'll get restarted with Karen Connolly, soccer player as well at NUIG, but that goal kick has been intercepted and they transferred quickly into Bogue, and she goes for another score. Surely not. It is, you know, came off a post, but it was the post at the back behind the goal posts, and I believe that's her 5th point of the game, and it kicks Queens into the lead. What a start she has made, the girl from Tempo in County Fermanagh. Now this kick out is a little bit better because it has reached Aoife Gilmartin. It really is a good end-to-end level pegging kind of a game, this very interesting affair indeed. This is Regan, so it's one team and then the other. I think this could go down to the wire. We hope it does. It makes it more exciting. Now NUIG got through for a goal about 7 or 8 minutes ago. They'll take a point this time to level it if they can get it, but it goes just to the left and it goes wide, and I think that was maybe the centre half forward Lauren McGregor from Waterford. She's top scorer for Waterford, but not for NUIG on that occasion. Anna Carr with a left-footed goal kick, and does brilliantly there to pick out Megan McCann. That's the Armagh connection I was talking about, although I think it was 2 different clubs, wasn't it? Yeah, Carrickcruppen and Clan-Erin. Good spread over the whole county in Armagh. Mind you, they do have a very important Fermanagh girl out there in Blahin Bogue, and she's been outstanding so far. And they have a few Antrim girls out there, and a few Down girls on the 2 wings, Orla Duffy and Una Lavery from Breda and Carryduff. Now NUIG looking to turn this over, and it's Garrity. She's been very influential so far. Gets it out to Even Noon. She drops the shoulder and tries to find a little bit of room, but ends up having to go back. Aoife Garrity says try again. She tries a dummy solo, but finds no way past. It's good defending by Una Lavery. This is Lauren McGregor. Played against Dublin last week in the National League, or was it the week before? Good burst forward from Hannah Noon, and the ball is wrestled away, but illegally, says the referee. So a free in for NUIG and a chance for them to level it. And it'll be McGregor who will take it. There's an interesting connection, by the way, between Queen's 11 and 12. They've both been very good so far. Blahin Bogue and Dervla Gallagher, the number 12. They were schoolmates at Mount Lourdes in Enniskillen, although they're from different counties. And they're now housemates at college, so they should certainly be on the same wavelength, and they have been so far. And there's the equalising score for NUIG, 1-3-2-6. I used to think it went over. I heard a cheer there saying it went over, and it looks like it went over. I'm just checking the scoreboard on the ground, hasn't updated. I'll let you know when it does, but I think that was over. Now there's good running forward by Orla Duffy from the Breda club in Belfast. Her clubmate Aveen McCarville is in the subs. It's good work by Niamh Reel. And it goes over as well, and that's a brilliant point by young Niamh Reel from Silverbridge. Nicely taken point, lots of ability out there, and a very well matched game here. Connolly goes short. Good pressure though on Gráinne McLaughlin. Might turn this over. She does, and she leaves it off looking for Reel, but it's been intercepted. Really enjoying this game. Lots of great ability out there, and as I say, the teams seem really well matched. Garrity to Noon, and then it's NUIG's turn to attack. One team does attack and then the other. McGregor, and she leaves it off, and there's a little bit of room here actually for Eve Nerney, 22 from Longford, and there's even more room out here for Eva Noon. She comes inside onto that left foot, meets a green wall, so is forced to try and wriggle another way through and draws a foul and gets a free there off Niamh McIntosh. And that score, the last one that I thought was a score, we counted as a score, has not still gone up on the scoreboard in the ground here. They still have it as 7-1-2. That's definitely a score for NUIG, so that would bring it back to 7-1-3 if the last one wasn't given. Apologies for that. We have given the previous one, but now we're not totally sure. We might have to check that one at half time. Kick out drops around Megan McCann, and she does brilliantly there actually, the number 15, and says I'll take that as well. Pops it into Gallagher. Both teams look really good when they're attacking, and both teams looking good at defence as well. As I say, it's just one of those games that is really interesting to watch, and both teams going at it when they can, and lots of ability out there. Frances Keenan, number 8, just lays it off. And now Gallagher's just slowing it down a little bit, and she doesn't do many things slowly. She's usually a very fast player, but just calms it down, gives it to Una Lavery. Comes it back inside to Kate Toe. She drops the shoulder and off she goes. And now looks to kick it into the corner, and it might actually get there. A little bit fortunate, but it gets there, and that's the important thing, and it's Doherty. Doherty's going to have to come back out, and it's Bogue. Surely not another point from her. Well, she's thrown a dummy solo and another one, and she's just playing around with it. She's having one of those nights. She's really enjoying herself out there. Losing count of the amount of scores that she is putting on the board, but she's playing with confidence. You can see that. That's what scores do. 3 off her left foot and then a few off her right. Now it's Galway's turn to set up their defence so that there's no way through. Or is there? McLaughlin lays it off to Gallagher. They'll keep trying, they'll keep knocking on this door, Queens. This is good patient play by them. And as I say that, they've actually been turned over, and it's McGregor who has it. This is where the danger is now. NUIG, can they find a way? But they've nobody up. They brought too many players back. They're full forward. Niamh Daly, the captain's trying to get up there, and she's there now, but it's only now that she's got there. So they've had to slow the whole thing down and wait for reinforcements. Melissa Duggan is offering that over on the near side here, and there is Melissa Duggan now trying to get the ball, and that's too strong for her though. Big pitch here, and players putting in a lot of energy. 22 minutes gone, and we are going with the scoreboard in the ground here, which has it Queens 1 point up, but I'm not entirely sure, to be completely honest with you, if that is the case. There's definitely a tug on the jersey. Referee plays advantage. The tug goes by Emer O'Kane. Referee lets it go. That's good refereeing by Jonathan Murphy. Oh, and that just spills out of the arms of Blahin Bogue for once. And then she loses it to Melissa Duggan, who nipped in there and stole that. The Cork All-Star from 2019. Still very much an absolutely brilliant player for Cork, vice-captain this year. Using all her experience, and the referee, for the 3rd or 4th time in this game, has penalised for overcarrying. On Facebook, Paddy McVery says he's running out of fingers to count Bogue's scores here. I know what you mean, and she nearly got another one a minute ago. I think it's 5, so that's one hand. And we're only playing 23 minutes. This is Grace Ferguson. An Armagh senior from Ballyhagan Davids. This is Ciara Garvey from Carrickcruppen. Told you there was a lot of Armagh. Maeve McCambridge, Clan Erin and Armagh. Her sister Clodagh, a fullback as well. It's an Armagh thing with Queens this year. Ferguson to Gallagher from Trilligan Tyrone. This is Midlothlin from Glenavy in County Antrim with the distinctive boots. I think they're in the colour of her club, and she puts over a brilliant score. I told you earlier on that she was good and that she was very accurate, and she's just proved me wrong right on this occasion. Another point for Queens. Eight points to 1-3. We make it a 2-point game. Queens have a player down injured, as you can see over there. Not sure who it is. Getting to her feet now. Is it Midlothlin actually? I think it is. Again, those distinctive boots. The Navy playing that sort of colour. Is it a sort of a goldy, orangey sort of colour? And she takes it right away. There was nothing wrong with her, and she nips it back as well. There could be another score here, and that drops just to the right and wide though. 25th minute. Goalkeeper Connolly looks to see where she can put this, but it's been intercepted instead, and that's Sarah Doherty from Bryansford in County Down. She gets it, leaves it off. Gallagher now from Trillick in County Tyrone on that right foot. Tyrone County player, and she shows her quality there and puts it over, and that was a good score. Made in Bryansford, finished in Trillick, and Queens go into a 3-point lead now. We make it. Very high kick out this time, but Melissa Duggan is underneath it. Overhits her pass, although it still falls kindly for Lauren McGregor. So it goes from Cork to Waterford. From Doheny in Cork, that's Melissa Duggan's club, and I think it's also the area or the club of a certain Kevin Kelleher, the Liverpool goalkeeper. Same club. This is Aoife Garrity now. Oh, and she's fouled there by Kate Toe, and the referee will penalise that with a free, and he will also tick as well. Garrity needs a little bit of treatment possibly, or is she just tying the laces? She's okay. Just trying to check elsewhere if there's anyone else has the score up. Don't see any. We're just at the minute, so might have to wait to half time to just clarify the score for you. Apologies for that, but it's either a 2-point or 3-point game for Queens at the minute. And there's another score for NUIG, closing the gap. Whatever it is, I think we're in for an exciting second half, because these teams, as I say, are playing good open football, and it's entertaining, and I think it's going to go right down to the wire. So much to play for tonight, of course, because there's a place waiting in the Yoplait O'Connor Cup semi-finals against UL. The other semi-final is decided, so this is the last place up for grabs. Brilliant kick out there, long kick out from Anna Carr. Now it goes to an NUIG player in the end, but she got serious distance on it. Now this is Hannah Noon. She darts one way and then the other. She leaves it off. Eve Nerney is there, and it's popped over by Eva Noon, started by her sister and finished by Eva Noon from Kilkerran Clonburn. She's had a really good half, and we make it now that there's only a point in it. 9 plays, 1-5. Another good kick out, and it looked like it was going to Kate Toe, but just went over her head. A little bit unfortunate. Not seeing many short kick outs tonight. Goalkeeper's going long. And this is Noon again. It's a lovely ball into the corner where you would expect her to be, but McGregor is there. She comes into the middle, Leaves it off to Nairney, and now Nairney goes for her score and picks it off absolutely perfectly. That's an excellent score right at the end of the half. Well, 2 minutes to go. You'll see it again here off the outside of the boot, or maybe it was the middle of the boot, but she certainly was accurate. We make that now a draw game. Melissa Duggan, she pops that up in the air, and it was intercepted by Kate Toll, but Duggan was there again. She reads the game so well, and that's an intelligent ball in, looking to get it back from her full forward and captain Niamh Daly. Doesn't manage to do so though, and it's going to be a free out for Queens. So Queens come again. There's another overhead pass. There's been a few of those on both sides the last few minutes. It's Eva Noon giving it to Aoife Gilmartin. She's from Leitrim, by the way. Glencar Manor Hamilton, I believe. Caitlin Nee from Kilkerran Clonberne there's the 17. A little bit of room on the right side here for Nairney. She's been on the ball a lot, and so has this girl. She was involved in the first 10 seconds, and she's still driving forward, and the referee wisely played advantage, and they put it over. That's a great score. And I think that is NUIG either level or back in front. I think it's saying back in front. It is. They're a point ahead. Excellent score, and they've had a real purple patch the last 3 or 4 minutes, NUIG. You've always got a chance when you've got really good forwards, and both teams have got good forwards, but it's who gets the ball up there. They seem to get up and then they camp out. Right at the start, it was Queens who scored 3 in a row, and then Galway had their patch, and they've had another good patch here before half-time to turn this around from 3 or 4 down, and it is half-time now. Very entertaining first half. We welcome your comments on Facebook and on the YouTube channel, and we will clarify at half-time exactly what the score is. But here on the ground it's saying NUIG 1-7, Queens 9 points, nothing in it really, all to play for. Really looking forward to a good second half. It's all about the weekend at this point. So it's NUIG against Queens at Abbotstown in the Yoplait O'Connor Cup, and we will have the second half coming up. But right now we're going to tell you about an exciting development with Ladies Gaelic Football and the Ladies Higher Education Committee, because next week they have all these finals, and yes, they have the O'Connor semi-finals next week, but they've 3 finals they're going to play on Tuesday at DCU, and we're going to stream them all back to back. Amazing, fantastic development. But I'm going to let the chairperson of the Ladies Higher Education Committee, Daniel Caldwell, explain all that, because he can do it better than me. I caught up with him a few weeks ago at the Yoplait sponsorship announcement in Croke Park. Daniel, you're a happy man here in Croke Park today.
Delighted to be here, delighted to get a sponsor on board for the championships. That's really important to us to continue to grow the game. Look, we've had a great development over the last number of years. Obviously the hiatus of COVID kind of put a bit of a dampener on that, but look, we've returned with 57 teams competing in the championship, over 2,000 players registered, lots of girls who haven't played football in a while returning to play with their college mates, and I think that can only be a good thing for women's football in general, and specifically for women's football at third level in Ireland.
And you're having a meeting here today as well in Croke Park to look ahead, to plan. It sounds like this is going to be one of the best O'Connor Cups ever. Not too much pressure on you now.
Oh, well, look, the excitement is there because we have had that 2 years where people haven't had the opportunity to play out O'Connor Cup. And the reality of it is, anytime you bring a group of teams together to play in a competition at a finals weekend or over a number of days, look, it's always exciting, it's always something to look forward to, it's always something that creates that bit of buzz. And this year particularly, we've divided up the finals competition. So on the 8th of March we have a number of finals being played off on that date, and then we have the O'Connor Cup weekend with semi-finals and finals played over the 11th and 12th of March. So look, it's exciting. The girls are certainly up for it. Any I've spoken to, the girls who are representing their colleges here today are excited, and so it's a great landscape for us in the HEC to look forward to. March the 8th and then March the 11th and 12th. So look, it's an opportunity to expand the week, to expand the social media, the conversation around women's football. Also, the 8th of March is International Women's Day, so it's an ideal opportunity for us as the HEC to ground those finals in that space, and hopefully we'll get great support out to DCU. I know they're excited about hosting the tournament. We're definitely excited about having them on board. They're one of the few universities to have a team in every division, so I'm sure they'll have some interest over the finals, both on the 8th and the 11th and 12th.
And here today they've Jenny Dunn here and they've Emma Duggan coming in as well. I mean, the quality at this level is sensational.
Look, you have to look at this championship, and to come out and to watch any game, you will see the best inter-county, the best club players in the country. And I think one of the wonderful things about playing for your college is the fact that you get to play football with players who would normally be your opponents, will potentially be your opponents in National League games or club games. And then in this amazing opportunity you have to come together as a college team and play with each other. So some of our girls will be representing their counties in National League games on Saturday, Sunday, and then on the Wednesday night playing with exactly the girls that they've played against on the Sunday, playing with them for their colleges. And I think that builds a sense of community and camaraderie across the sport that I think is really, really important. So yeah, it's exciting, quality players in almost every team that you look at. And yeah, we're excited about all of those big names, and indeed all of the players who come, because I think it's important to emphasise that sport, LGFA in higher education is not just about the big names. We appreciate those, we celebrate them, we watch them with great delight, but it's also about girls who've maybe given up football for their leaving cert because they wanted to focus on their studies, and now they're returning to football with their college friends, playing together, enjoying sport and participating in what is a great occasion.
It's really exciting to be here today in Croke Park. As a brand, Yacht Play are delighted to be working with the LGFA for 2022 sponsorship. I'm really looking forward to working with the girls this year.
Yacht Play is something I've always had before and after training. It's great for calcium and get vitamin D in, and I just can't wait for them to get involved with us and help all the other athletes.
It's great, and obviously to get them involved and kind of yogurt and just a staple meal that it is. Like, I'd be always on the go, especially when you're training, going for matches and college as well. Like, it's just such a handy little snack to grab nearly. So having them on board, and obviously they'll be able to push their brand as well and get it out there. It's just great.
I think it's great because they're such good products that you'd need for recovery and stuff, you know, protein, get your calcium in and stuff like that. So yeah, I think it's great. I said to the girls beforehand, I was like, I've always been a fan of them, and it's something I find really beneficial for myself anyway, and other elite athletes definitely have used them. I've talked to Orla Finn and a few others and they said the same. So
we chose ladies because we feel that you know, it's a really nice time to get involved with it. You know, there's huge attention on ladies sports across the board, and it's brilliant to see. It's brilliant to see that the profile's been risen and that there's more support being backed against the ladies, about ladies sports overall across all sports. So we are delighted to be working with the Ladies Gaelic Football Association.
Welcome back to Abbotstown, where the score is 1-8-9. We're just about to update it here for you on our scoreboard at halftime. There it is. NUIG 1-8, Queens 9 points. So we were right. We doubted ourselves, but we didn't need to. It's a 2-point lead for NUIG, and they really came on strong in the last 5 or 6 minutes of the first half, and a very entertaining and excellent high standard first half it was. We welcome your comments on Facebook, and a lot of those have been coming in, so thank you for that. Martina McCafferty has been very busy and very interested in the game, and why not, of course. She says best of luck to Queens, and she's mentioning the Breda connection, as we always tend to do as Breda people. Well, Orla Duffy is there at number 5 for Queens, and she also mentions Fanula from Breda with Queens this year, and she also compliments her on her hat, and we'll probably get a shot of the hat in that there. We're going a bit closer, and there it is indeed. Nice hats there being worn by the Queens contingent. Dominic Leach from Leinster Ladies Gaelic Football is watching as well, and he asks, how's she cutting, Jerome? Great coverage. Well, she's cutting pretty well here. And people in Tyrone will understand that, so to speak. He's not asking how the grass was cut here, it's just what's the crack. Although I have to say, the grass here is unbelievable. I haven't mentioned before the carpet-like surface here, absolutely perfect, and it's great to showcase this game here. No excuses at all for these girls tonight. John Scholes says great speed from the girls from Queens. Yeah, they're a very fast team, Dervla Gallagher in particular, and a lot of really talented players out there on both sides going forward. They're very exciting to watch. They're so skillful off either side. And Bert Trollan is on correcting me about Grania McLaughlin's boots. I said they were gold or maybe orange. He clarifies it's Glenavy, orange and black. Forgot about that bit, Bert, but thank you for that. Good to have you with us. And Patrick McConville says that Bogue is some baller. She certainly is. She's a fabulous player, and as I said, lots of ability out there on both sides, making this for a very entertaining game, as you would expect, because this is the top level in ladies higher education, Yoplait sponsored universities, colleges, football. You have 7 divisions in the league, and in the championship this is as good as it gets. The O'Connor Cup itself, second half has started and caught right from the off there by number 15 Megan McCann. I didn't mention she's a world under 15 handball champion, or was, of course. She's a bit older now. Netball champions out there as well in their team. Very talented girls all round, all in the mould of a certain Caroline O'Hanlon. In fact, Niamh Reel is described as the new Caroline O'Hanlon. And Frances Keenan, certainly at number 8, is a Northern Ireland netball star, and her hero would be the same Caroline O'Hanlon. So it seems like Caroline has inspired another generation. Now, who is going to get to the weekend? That is the question. This is Kate, or rather Aoife Gilmartin, number 12 there. Looked like it had been turned over, but instead there's a chance here of a goal. Oh, and it's blocked down brilliantly there by the fullback, Maeve McCambridge. She got across, and that's gone out for a 45 just when it looked like the trigger was about to be pulled. And it's McCambridge, just like her sister Clodagh. Both excellent fullbacks, and both from the Clan Éireann club. So it remains 1-8 to 9. Mentioned the presence of Fionnuala there in the Queen's setup. Well, for NUIG, or Brian O'Rourke, who's been the manager since 2017, and I'm told he won a Trench Cup medal 10 years ago this week. Must go back through the archives and see if I can find that one. McGregor now for NUIG. It goes low in the right direction, but it's going to be carried out of defence for NUIG and given to their sub, who is on the field now. That's number 26, and that's Aoibhinn McCarville. Not too surprised to see her in. I'll tell you why in a second, as they move the ball out now to Dervla Gallagher. Dervla comes into the middle but loses it at the crucial moment. Ran into a maroon wall there and just let the ball evade her grasp. McGregor forced to come inside, under pressure there from Toe and from Orla Duffy. This is Laura Ahern, first girl from Oranmore to play county. This is Gilmartin, and that's too tight because Duffy has got in there to palm it away. Ferguson comes in there to protect the ball, but Melissa Duggan is too cute for that, and off she goes towards goal again. She got 2 goals against UL. She's going to leave this one off though. They might still get a goal. It's shot low and a shot into the net, and it's Niamh Daly who has scored it. The captain for NUIG get their 2nd goal of the game. Well, Melissa Duggan, she scored a famous goal for Cork against Galway and Croke Park a couple of years ago. Now she's helping the Galway College into a commanding lead. 2-8 plays 9, and it came from nothing really on this side of the pitch, around the middle of the field. But Melissa Duggan just has that little burst. And talking about a little burst, there's room here for Queens to counter-attack, and that's an early ball played in there, and maybe no need for it to be played that early because there was lots of room there. They were trying to get the ball moving before the Galway defence got back, but they managed to turn it around. I think it was Hannah Terrell in Croke Park said a few weeks ago that nobody moves further or faster rather than the ball. Good point. But on that occasion it just wasn't accurate enough. Oh, they're through for a goal again. This could be a 3rd goal, and she blasts it over the bar, not under. But NUIG have made a good start to the second half. That's a point and a goal, and they're also lining up another substitute, number 26, Linda Booth, is about to come on, and she came on for Galway on Sunday in Tuam in the Lidl National League. That's the sort of quality that is on show here tonight. But for the first time in the game, NUIG have put a bit of distance between the teams. 6 points in it now, a long way back for Queens, but they certainly have the ability. But look, there's lots of room here for McGregor. They can't give that sort of a room away. Lauren McGregor from Waterford, their top scorer, and she shoots low and just puts it over the bar. Could have went under, and NUIG are having a really good patch. They had a purple patch at the end of the first half. They're having another one right now. 7 point game, and Queens in bother. Now they have brought on Aoibhinn McCarville, who I mentioned at half time. And Aoibhinn was player of the match in last year's Ulster Intermediate final, and that was her on the ball there. That was for Down against Fermanagh on that occasion. That's the quality that they have on the bench. Now this is better from Queens. I said they need something special, and McLaughlin's through there. That's brilliantly worked and brilliantly finished to the net as well. Gráinne McLaughlin involved there, and that was basketball or netball if you like, the way they moved it through and finished it. Oh boy, Queens needed a goal. They were 7 points down, and they have got it, and that's an excellent response as well. They are missing their captain, their leader Aoibhinn McHugh, but they are rising to the challenge. That was a great score. And it could be game on. I thought it was maybe going to drift away from Queens, but that was really well worked. 2-10 to 1-9, 4 point game. And I did think this game was bubbling along nicely in the first half, and now it's gone up another notch. And here come Galway now on the attack. It's one team attacks and then the other. They come back out to Sinead Regan, and she bursts through. She's got green shirts in front of her, but is fouled and will get her free. So 36 minutes gone, 2:10 plays 1-9. We hope you are enjoying the coverage provided to you thanks to the Ladies Higher Education Committee, who have stepped up to the plate in terms of live streaming this year and put more games available than ever before, certainly at this stage of the competition. It's another point for NUIG, taking them to 2-11 to 1-9. So they're in pole position, but as Queens showed a minute ago, they can hit you on the break. They got a goal, and they're going to have to go for another one the way things are going, but that kick out has gone straight over the sideline. Sligo's Sinead Regan will take it. She's their county vice captain at the minute. She gives it to the Cork vice captain. Back to Regan. She looks up, looks to kick past it, and that's a lovely intelligent ball in there to Niamh Daly, her captain. Oh, this is brilliant from NUIG. Fabulous football. Is there a finish to match? Oh, what a save by the goalkeeper. It was a save to match it by Anna Carr from Queens, and now it's Queens' chance to attack. It's their turn. It's that kind of game. It's so entertaining and it's so open. That's good play by Megan McCann to nip in there and get that ball. Now NUIG already have quite a few players back, and Queens have only really got 2 or 3 options, so they're going to have to carry it, and they're going to do that with Kate Toe, but she's actually been turned over there, and instead it's Lauren McGregor, and she goes for the Route 1 approach, but it's brilliantly fielded in there. Oh boy, I'm really enjoying this game. That was great work by Maeve McCambridge. You just have to think how exciting the next few years are going to be with ladies Gaelic football, because the standard is just going to go up and up and up as these girls go through their careers. And that's a foul on Melissa Duggan. The referee has spotted a wayward arm that is connected with Melissa around the face area, so clearly a free and clearly needs to be held up for a minute. 38 minutes gone, 2-11 plays 1-9. And we'll see this incident again. This is the save a few minutes ago. Brilliant football, and she stood up really strong there and really big and made the save. That could have kind of been that, you know, but instead the game is a 5-point game. It ain't over yet. Just checking online to see if there's anything that I've missed or anything that anyone is trying to point out. It could be making mistakes, you never know. So feel free to message us on Facebook. I mentioned 26 coming on, that's Linda Booth. I did say it was imminent. She hasn't come on yet, but she's still there on the sideline, and they're now actually looking at bringing on number 7, it seems, Kate Garrity. So maybe she is the preferred option. Things changing as we go on. Now that's Duggan in the wars again, and this time it looks like she hurt her left leg there, and she's got a bandage on that already, but she seems okay. She's a warrior. And there's the number 7 going in now for NUIG. She didn't start the game despite wearing number 7, Kate Garrity from Tuam Cortoon, former Galway minor captain. So she comes into the play in the 40th minute of the game, and she is taking the place of Laura Ahern. Now, Aoife Garrity, she really is impressive going forward. Look at this. Real strong driving through the middle of the Queen's defence, or at the middle of the Queen's defence. And in the end, the shot comes in and is going over the bar just inside the post. And I think that was actually Emer O'Kane who got that, the number 18. We'll have a look at it again. Inside the post, really nicely taken. Lots of brilliant scores in this game. 2-12 plays, 1-9, and it's back to a 6-point game. And it's been mainly NUIG in this first 10 minutes or so of the second half, and I have to say in the last 5 or 6 minutes of the first half they have really taken control of this game. They were 3 down, I think it was, and they've gone from that to 6 up. So you'd expect changes from Queen's, but it's actually NUIG who are ringing the changes. Number 26, as predicted, is in now. That's Linda Booth, and as I say that, the Queen's management are calling to their subs bench, and they've got at least one player going to warm up. It's getting to that stage for Queen's. 20 minutes left. No need for panic just yet, but the game definitely going away from them. They got that goal, but that's really all they've done in the second half in an attacking sense, and NUIG have owned the game. Eve Nairney, by the way, the 22 for NUIG, is the player who has just gone off. This is Daly, the captain for NUIG. Does brilliantly to claim that ball with lots of green jerseys around her. And that one I think is going to the right and wide, and indeed it is. It remains 2-12 to 1-9, 6-point game. Goalkeeper for Queen's is Anna Carr from Carrick Cruppen. She goes high to the left with this one, and Queen's just not getting possession enough to get up the pitch, but they have won it here, and that's the problem with just hitting the kickouts high up into the middle. They're 50-50 balls. That's why you see a lot of the senior county teams going short to make sure they get possession and then work it up the pitch, but it's not as exciting to watch, I have to say. But this game is definitely exciting to watch, and NUIG turning over around this area of the pitch a lot. So Queen's getting the ball a lot, but being turned over regularly. Now there's a pass and a half into Sinead Regan, and she's through. Oh, and she lays it off brilliantly, and this could be a goal. Oh, another brilliant save by Anna Carr though, and she keeps her team in the game for the second time. That's a brilliant save. They might still get a point out of it, but certainly not a goal, and in fact not a point either. Now Carr is down, but she deserves a pat on the back, because that is another absolutely outstanding save. It was left off by Regan, and the shot comes in and she threw herself at it, and that is brilliant from Anna Carr. Well, she's down at the minute, needing a bit of treatment, and I fancy Queen's will be making at least one change in the next few minutes. They need to do something, because NUIG have a stranglehold in this game. As I say, they keep turning Queen's over, and Queen's just can't get forward. They only broke over the sort of line around the middle once, and then they kicked it away, and then they did get that goal. But apart from that, NUIG have this game in the second half. Still, we're not at the water break yet, so still a long way to go, but they'll need to do something pretty dramatic to turn it around. And Queen's are looking at bringing on number 24, who's Maya Doherty, who's actually from Leixlip in Kildare. Treatment for Carr, which gives me another chance to advertise the scholarship, and why not, because she's actually on an elite athlete program scholarship co-funded by the LGFA, and Queen's tell me that they are right now welcoming applications, so it's open. So there's a chance for you. Get in there. Queen's, by the way, won the O'Connor Cup just once back in 2013 when their captain Sinead McCleary from Clan Éireann in Armagh. NUIG have never won it, although they did get into the final once in 2005 when they lost to UCD. This is Aoibhinn McCarville. Oh, and she's turned over by Melissa Duggan around the middle of the field there, and that's what's been happening a lot to the whole Queen's team. They just can't get beyond that sort of area, and Duggan has been so influential in that area and in this area, and she comes again. Duggan, unbelievable player, so good, whether it's in defence or attack, and the Cork vice captain nips up there. She started the move, she turned it over, and she finished it. Brilliant score, and she really has been one of the main differences so far in the last 15 minutes before half time and after it, and that's why NUIG have gone from 3 down to 7 up. 2-13 plays 1-9, and Queens really need something a bit special. They've 2 players lined up down to my right to come on. As I said, Maya Doherty from Kildare and Gráinne McKenna from St McCartans in Tyrone. They are going to come in the next few minutes, I would imagine, and they will definitely need to be impact subs. This is an impact sub here. Aoibhinn McCarroll came in at half time from the Breda Club in Belfast, gives it to Niamh Reel, who's been starved of possession, and there's a free out to NUIG. And they always get concerned when the ball spills and then a boot goes in. She tried to just about toe poke it and not hurt her opponent, but it was still given as a free out. And again, it's a Queen's attack that is broken down. Doing so well in the first half, Queens, but they just haven't done much or enough in an attacking sense in the second half. And it's NUIG's management who have seemingly masterminded this, or maybe it's just the players out there, because this is brilliant football, and this is Noon is it bursting through, and look at this off the shoulder. That's 2 examples there in a row. That's fabulous football, and in the end the kick goes in and goes left, but it's good direct play through the middle, and there's not much a defence can do about that when players play as well as that, and NUIG players have just stepped up in this second half. Kick out goes low and it's intercepted. This is another chance for NUIG. They might put the game to bed here. Lauren McGregor, number 11, involved there, and the kick comes in, brilliantly executed by Aoibhinn Noon from Kilkerran Clonberne. Her sister's at 5, she's at 13, and she's popped over another point. She has an All-Ireland club medal in her pocket, and she has her eye now on a college's medal as well. 2-14 plays 1-9. Now, can Queens find a way? I said that a while ago and they got a goal, but they didn't build on it. Now they've got this, because that's good anticipation by Kate Toe. This is Orla Duffy trying to get forward, but she has been followed, of course, by Melissa Duggan, who's just about everywhere. Now Gráinne McLaughlin manages to get her pass away, and the referee keeps an eye on that, but lets it go. This is better. Gráinne McLaughlin leaves it off again to Aoibhinn McCarroll. This is much better. This is Gallagher. Back to McCarville. What an impact she has made in the second half, and now there's a chance of a score, and Shirley, oh, I thought she was going to go down there and it might have been a penalty, but instead she stayed on her feet. I think it was Bogue, and she didn't manage to hit the target. It's gone wide, and that goes down as a wasted opportunity after a brilliant move. And at the end of all that, well, it was good defending actually by Kate Garrity, the number 7, who was back there, and NUIG survived that, and they've got possession as well. This is Aoife Garrity in the middle of the field. They survived there on that occasion, but it was much better from Queens. But this is Hannah Noon driving forward for NUIG. Gets it again, gives it back to Regan. Calls from the crowd for pressure, but easier said than done, and that's expertly taken. That's brilliant from Lauren McGregor. No wonder she's Waterford's top scorer. They're able to take their scores from distance, NUIG, and they have a nice mix in there. It's not all Galway. There's Mayo, there's Leitrim, there's Waterford, there's Sligo, there's Cork. They're all in there, and they are motoring really nicely. 2:15 plays 1-9 at the water break. And that's a big, big lead going into the last quarter. And you could say that NUIG have 1 foot in the semi-finals. Queens are going to have to do something very dramatic. So it's all down to whatever their management can do in the team talk here. I know it's a water break, but they are certainly taking the opportunity, and the manager Mark Doran there is directing things, and he is laying out what he wants to see in the last quarter here. Tactically, what can they change? If they turn it round, it'll be sensational. 9 points down. They have it all to do if they're going to make the last 4 against UL on Friday week at DCU. Last time Queens were in the final was 2014. They lost that one. But the year before, 2013, they won the O'Connor Cup for the only time they've ever won it. And the manager was a certain James Daly, who is now manager of Fermanagh. You'll know him from managing the likes of Cavan, Longford, I think, as well. And of course, Armagh and Queens. So he was the manager. Again, a big, strong Armagh connection back then, and an Armagh connection now as well. And if you're wondering, the O'Connor Cup is named after a certain Michael O'Connor. And I see Michael O'Connor, another Michael O'Connor, I presume it's not the same one, is watching on Facebook. Hi, Michael. It's been quite a run for NUIG. Unlucky not to win both the Sigerson and the Fitz, but they have a chance, you know. They have a chance to win their first ever Michael O'Connor Cup. Wouldn't that be something? But DCU, of course, extremely strong. We saw that against NUIG a few weeks ago, but you never know. Queens in 2013 went in as outsiders. UCC in 2012 in Belfast went in as outsiders. And UL went in as outsiders against Queens in 2014 in Queens and won it with the likes of Julia White and Niamh O'Day in there. Raining quite heavily now, actually. I didn't notice that until now, but I can see it now in the floodlights. There's rain coming down there that might not be apparent in the live stream pictures. It's partly because the floodlights here are so good. So as I said, perfect conditions here. Apart from that, a little bit of rain, but some players don't mind that at all. This is Emily Drews who's in there now for Queens. She's an interesting character. I'll come back to that as Queens are on the attack with Niamh Reel. They have really good forwards, as I said, in the first half. They just haven't had enough ball in the second half to do much with it. Gráinne McKenna is in there now, number 20. So Queens have rung the changes, but the game is following the same pattern. That's well intercepted. Just a little bit tight in there, and it was Lauren McGregor who nipped in there, and they get a free now as well. Yeah, Emily Drews is in now for Queens, number 17. She replaced Caroline O'Hanlon on her debut for Armagh, so she replaced her hero. And I believe that she was born before Caroline made her debut for Armagh. Sorry, Caroline. I also hear that Emily Drews is a grade 8 in piano. And not only that, she went to make her debut last year. I think it was against Monaghan in the National League. She was on the subs, and they needed someone to sing the anthem. They got her to sing the anthem. She's from Armagh Harps, and that's what you call multi-talented. But what can she do on the pitch in the last 15 minutes? That's the important thing. Queens, this is good determination from Bogue. She made a brilliant start to the game. Is she now going to have an impact on the last quarter? Oh, they're up to her now, the Galway defenders. The maroon wall is there, and they're going to bring it back for a free in, but they knew to shut the door there, and that might be the message from NUIG. No goals, and they will be through. But Bogue there, she made an electric start to the game, but hasn't shown too much in the second half until then, but looked like she was intent on getting through for a goal, but found her way blocked. A point will do for now. I think that's only their second point of the second half, although they had the goal as well, but it's 2:15 to 1:10. Still a long way back, 8 points back. Kick out into the middle of the field, but it's well collected there by Megan McCann. This is better for Queens. Now they have the ball, they can do something. That's Orla Duffy in there. They do look dangerous when they have it. This is Niamh Reel, and she's fouled trying to go through. This is much better from the Belfast College. And remember, I mentioned at the start and at half time, they lost Aoibhinn McHugh, one of their real leaders on the team. She did her ankle apparently on Monday night at training. It's a huge blow for Queens, but the girls out there have put up a brilliant show tonight. And there's Gráinne McLaughlin with that score, and she tries to use that to rally her team, and she's still saying, come on, we can do this still. There's still plenty of time, but they need to get the ball again from this kick out. Now, can they do? They do, you know, or do they? No. And it's a free actually for NUIG. That'll help them, and of course it's Melissa Duggan involved there. She's had a brilliant game for NUIG tonight. Did play colleges football at a lower level a few years ago. In fact, she won a colleges all-star at that level, or the equivalent of that. I think it was with the Royal College of Surgeons. Oh, they've turned it over here, Queens. That's Gráinne McLaughlin, who's done brilliantly. They need a goal here. She's through on goal, and the tackle comes in, and oh, dare I say, that's a Sean Cavan tackle, as it was known in the men's game a few years ago. Very cynical tackle, and she has brought Niamh Reel down there, and the referee surely will show a yellow card here. But Queens nearly through. They've got the last 2 points. They're a long way back. She knew that was coming. She's off. It gets interesting here in Abbotstown. We're down to 15 against 14. We're into the last 10 minutes. And could Queens possibly keep the pressure up here? And could they possibly turn this one around? It's do or die time for Queens. She takes her point, but a goal then would have been really, really interesting. Which would you have preferred? A goal or Hannah Noon being sin bin for the remainder of the game? I think you'd take a goal. Either way, they can't have that choice. It's 2:15 plays 1:12. 6 points in it now. And Queens have their tails up, and they've an extra player. That's Ciara Garvey, but she's turned over there, trying to get her fist pass away, but instead she ends up fouling Melissa Duggan, and she will use her experience just to calm it down for NUIG. She'll look to get it back. Oh, brilliant play from the TG Cahir 2019 All-Star. Clever, inventive and inspirational play, and brave as well. I did mention she's from the same club, or at least the same area, as the Liverpool goalkeeper who was a hero last Sunday, Kevin Callagher from Doheny in Cork. Fionnuala Murphy on Facebook reminds me to mention the Antrim girls, or not just the Antrim girls on the Queen's team. There's one in the subs for NUIG, that's Emma Ferran. So yeah, girls who played together in the All-Ireland Junior Final in Croke Park last year, now in opposition tonight for their colleges. Thanks for that, Fionnuala. This is McGregor for NUIG, going back to Kate Garrity. McGregor again, using all her experience. And she finds a way through somewhere there and gets the ball through to, I think that's Siobhan McMahon, who must have sneaked in there. I didn't see her. Number 28 from Clare into the play for NUIG. Is that 28 on her back? I'm trying to see the number from here. Could be 26 actually, which would be Linda Booth from Galway. That might make more sense because she came on a few minutes ago. So NUIG with 14 players, but a 6-point lead, 6 minutes to go. Those the facts as we have them at the minute. NUIG intent on holding possession, and that is intelligent play. Regan comes back to NUIG's 19, that's Emma Ferran, the girl from Sir Bridget's in Antrim that I mentioned. She's in the play now, so there's Antrim girls on both teams at the minute. But NUIG, They know what they're doing here. They don't need a score. They're just holding possession and running down the clock. But actually that's a great pass into Aoife Garrity. That's got a little bit more adventure about it, and they get a free as well, and they've calmed it down a little bit, and they seem to have withstood the Queen's comeback, for now at least. And that's Even Noon coming over, and she's in no particular hurry. And Patrick McConville on Facebook makes the point that the referees' whistles from other matches is clearly putting some of the girls off. Hadn't thought of that. You might be right. There's a point for NUIG from Noon. And there's another sub coming in for Queens, and it's 23 this time. That's Megan McShane. These girls are multi-talented. That's an Ulster Schools swimming champion coming on now. And the Queen's player replaced is Ciara Garvey, the number 2. So Queen's making the changes, but they need something to happen out there. Can it happen now? That's Orla Duffy doing really well to try and make something happen. Dervla Gallagher with it. And that is Megan McCann looking for the ball over the top to Bogue. And NUIG have clearly copped on to her ability, and they've tightened up on her in the second half, but still they come. It's Emily Drews, but a brilliant tackle on her, and that's been turned over, and that kind of has been the story in the second half. Really good, disciplined defending by NUIG, and they just haven't really given Queens any momentum at all, or any chance to build up any momentum. And then when they get it, they're adept. Girls like this, McGregor, so good on the ball. Here's another one. This is Kate Garrity. Referee Jonathan Murphy explains. Sub coming on for NUIG actually. In fact, I think both teams are trying to make changes. The NUIG sub is Cara Shannon from Longford Slashers. Got a few sisters down there as well who helped that club get to the Leinster final at intermediate level. So she's in, wearing 15, but she's starting the game now. And she comes in for Lauren McGregor, who's put in quite a shift tonight, one of the leaders on the team. I didn't mention leaders because she's the vice captain of the team. Niamh Daly's the captain, but they've got the Sligo vice captain, Sinead Regan, and Melissa Duggan, the vice captain of Cork, out there. And they've all stood up in this game. And that's Megan McCann trying to force something for Queens, but it's been turned over yet again by good, disciplined, patient tackling from NUIG, and then they use the ball well. This is Regan. This is her again. McCann comes in on the blind side, but she holds it up. And that is 26. That is Linda Booth. I can see the 26 a little bit clearer now. They really are in control at this stage, and that's Shannon, who's just come into the play from Longford, doing well, and that's a tick from the referee for that challenge, and it's all suiting NUIG very nicely. 216, that's a big score against 112. And they've they've made a mistake here, and they're getting it straight to Grania McLaughlin, and she goes for route one, and she's looking to get it to Niamh Reel, but she's outnumbered there. It's getting to that stage where Queens need something a little bit special, and that might have done it. I just wonder that yellow card about 5 minutes ago, if Queens had got through and got a goal, what difference it might have made. They got a point, but a goal at that stage would have made it very interesting. But then again, this NUIG team, they are very slick with their passing, and they're playing really well, as you see right now. And here's Duggan, always looking to go forward through the middle of the defence. She offloads it. She's probably looking for it back. She loves a wee goal, but they don't need one, so they come back out. 216, 112, and we're almost into added time. They might get another one here though. They don't really need it, but Regan decides, no, we don't, so we'll keep possession. Comes back out to Even Noon. And NUIG try to run down the clock here, and Queens really need to come out at them. That's easier said than done, of course. This is Emma Farron, the Antrim girl who's come in. So she's facing two of her county colleagues out there at the minute from St Bridget's in Belfast. and they're just playing keep ball. Well, as I say that, they have put a ball across the pitch which looked like it might be spilled, but it was actually expertly taken. And there's a chance, and it goes into the goal area, but a save by Anna Carr. And now it's a chance for Queens. 61st minute. I see there what the comment on Facebook was about. There was a whistle there, but it was from the next pitch alongside us. The players didn't seem bothered by it, but it actually puzzled me for a second. This is Megan McCann for Queens to Aoibhinn McCarville. Now, they need something very, very special, but it might all be a little bit too late. Now, she's got a free there. She's fouled by Regan. The referee will bring that back. And that probably suits NUIG more than Queens. Grania McLaughlin takes it quickly. They want to get possession. They want to move it. Now, what can she do? She's got goal on her mind, you know. That's why she's trying to burst through. She goes for a point in the end, and it just slices to the left and wide. There was just a little bit of frustration and panic about that. And it ends up in no score at all for Queens in the 62nd minute. And the comeback does not seem to be materialising. And just down in front of me, Hannah Noon, about 2 rows in front of me, she was sitting there, and she's just gone down to the sideline. Maybe she's going to get on for another bit of play. Maybe the 10-minute sin bin will be up before the end of the game. Not so sure about that, but she's going to warm up just in case. So NUIG go forward again. Will he put the icing on the cake? It's opened up now for Aoife Garrity. She loves a goal. She got a goal in her last live stream. Is she going to do it again? Nope. Anna Carr, for the 3rd time, makes a brilliant save for her team and keeps them in it, but it's too late. It's all over. NUIG didn't get the goal at the end, but they have enough, and they are through to the Yachtley O'Connor Cup semi-finals, where they will play UL. After a very close first half, they dominated the second half and have deserved this victory in Abbotstown. It's been a super game, a super night, and a super stadium as well. We hope you have enjoyed the coverage on Facebook and on YouTube. Our thanks to the Ladies Higher Education Committee for making the game available. We were building up, or I was trying to build it up, I guess, for an exciting finish. We didn't quite get that, but NUIG will not mind. They are through to the last 4. Remember, they have never won the O'Connor Cup, but they have a very good team this year. They got the semi-finals of the league, and they played DCU on that occasion, but they'll have to play UL in the semi-finals next week if they are going to get another crack at DCU. I'm going to go down and get a few interviews with the NUIG players, and you'll see them online if you follow Ladies Higher Education Committee and Ladies Gaelic Football on the social media platforms. But for now, from Abbotstown, we hope you've enjoyed the coverage, and from our live stream team, it's goodbye.
It's really exciting to be here today in Croke Park. As a brand Yachtley are delighted to be working with the LGFA for 2022 sponsorship. I'm really looking forward to working with the girls this year.
Yoplait is something I've always had before and after training. It's great for calcium and get vitamin D in, and I just can't wait for them to get involved with us and help all the other athletes.
It's great, and obviously to get them involved and kind of yogurt and just a staple meal that it is. Like, I'd be always on the go, especially when you're training, going for matches and college as well. Like, it's just such a handy little snack to grab nearly. So having them on board, and obviously they'll be able to push their brand as well and get it out there. It's just great.
I think it's great because they're such good products that you'd need for recovery and stuff, you know, protein, get your calcium in and stuff like that. So yeah, I think it's great. I said to the girls beforehand, I was like, I've always been a fan of them, and it's something I find really beneficial for myself anyway, and other elite athletes definitely have used them. I've talked to Orla Finn and a few others, and they said the same. So
we chose ladies because we feel that you know, it's a really nice time to get involved with it. You know, there's huge attention on ladies sports across the board, and it's brilliant to see. It's brilliant to see that the profile's been risen and that there's more support being backed against the ladies. About ladies sports overall across all sports. So we are delighted to be working with the Ladies Gaelic Football Association.